I think one of the things that Trump was dealing with in 2020, because I agree, Matt, is that he was like the way the media was going after him, the way he had been weighted down for, his entire term with Russiagate, all of these attacks on his person, false accusations, media smears and lies. Instead of hearing about what his plans for the future were going to be, it was very personal. If Trump can direct that energy at Biden in the same way, then people are going to be like, this guy's got no plan. He's muttering gibberish. If Trump can get Joe Biden in a position where he needs time to explain himself, we will get a true and unashamed pressure out of him. And if Biden true and unashamed pressures during the debate, he's done.
Did you practice that?
I tried.
I'm impressed.
It's true and unashamed pressure. I listened to that thing probably 100 times to try and translate it.
Okay, now spell it.
That's a merch idea.
I tweeted it once, but there's no way I'm spelling true internet shabba pressure. I have no idea.
I think the interesting thing, because I don't think these debates are effective. I don't think people really learn anything during them other than just seeing the personalities clash. But it would be interesting for the soundbite generation to see how many times Biden can misquote his own records. How many times he can say, Lincoln Riley instead of Laken Riley. It's this sort of thesis dissertation on his 4 years in office, and he is not in a strong position verbally or mentally to be able to defend himself. So
yeah, and right now Biden only has 2 gears, and one of them is, of course, right. Well, right, mumbling incoherently is one gear. The only gear he has where he's sort of on and he's making sense is what we saw in the State of the Union, which is when he's angry and he's shouting. Like, he can still be angry and shouting, and which will make the debate more interesting, because obviously they don't want the gear of him mumbling. So they're going to have to. They're going to tell him, like, we need the shouting angry Biden, because it's the only version of Biden that makes a little bit of sense.
Circus animal.
Well,
that's very sad.
The furl.
He is.
I was mentioning this earlier on one of my morning segments. I just watched The Equalizer and The Equalizer 2. You guys ever see that movie? Mm. Denzel Washington, and he's like a retired agent, they call him, and he's basically just a badass who kills bad guys. But the way he acts in the film as a badass is stone-faced, right? Denzel Washington nails a performance where he's just like, he talks like this, and you know that he's going to win and defeat the bad guys. Joe Biden has this fake persona with a furrowed brow where he's trying to look like he's fired up, but he's really tired. Yeah. And so it looks more like a confused old man yells at child on lawn.
That's what evokes this pity in me, and I'm also disgusted at the same time. It's confusing.
I think him belligerently yelling, though, Trump could handle that easily. Like, an angry Biden, if Trump can keep his if Trump cannot engage in the fight, just be like, it's okay, Joe, just calm down. You did a bad job. Like, it would be hilarious to watch him handle it.
Trump should demand a drug test, but only for uppers. It's like, I don't care if you're taking anything that chills you out, but no uppers. Caffeine included.
I think they should both just be zinned out of their minds.
Zinned. The one thing I do agree with, though, is no RFK. And I know it's going to piss off a lot of the RFK people. I personally would like to see a third-party candidate, an independent, the libertarian candidate. The thing about RFK specifically is that if you want to argue the polling threshold doesn't make sense because it creates a gate, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Someone without access to the public stage is not going to get the notoriety required for a poll. Fine, I understand. Maybe no polling requirement. Maybe just be on the ballot for every state. RFK is not on the ballot in every state, and I think the issue is I could be wrong.
How many states is he on?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't have enough to even win the presidency. Right? Like, so of the states that he's on,
I think I know he just got texted the other day. I'll double check.
It's very few, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So if the argument is, look, RFK Jr., we get it. You're polling at 10% in aggregate. But even if you win this debate, you are not even on the ballot in the majority of states. The likelihood of you winning is ridiculously low.
He's on in 4 states, California, Utah, Michigan, and Hawaii. And then he has 5 other states where he has, or 6 other states where he's met the threshold for signature, but we don't know for sure if it's on the ballot.
That's fewer than I thought.
Right, yeah, seriously, I thought it was going to be like 10.
Oh, and he's on in Texas, too. This map is not updated.
Going to be like 10. It's 4?
It's 5 with Texas.
Yeah,
it's 5.
I would have been more upset about this, several months ago, but I think recently RFK, he's not going to win, as you point out. And he's also he's made it clear that he's not much of an alternative anyway. He's kind of just Democrat lights, and some of the stuff he said recently about abortion and the gender stuff. It's like, he's basically just Biden, but he's actually able to speak.